2017 season has arrived, and your Florida Gators are headed to Ole Miss to take on the Rebels at Vaught Hemingway Stadium. I want to welcome you all into the Coach KJ Carousel Dynasty as we begin a new season here, and we continue our goal of trying to reach the college football playoff, which has expanded to 12. And now the season is underway as Ole Miss is going to kick it down there. Macario Dorba is back on the return. He's going to take that from about the 5-yard line. He has a little bit of crease here. He's at the 30 and out to the 32-yard line. He shows a little bit of juice. As you can see, our starting quarterback's Dana Garcia. He's a true sophomore, and he was our backup last season. He's not much of a runner, even though we try to run it with him to begin the season, and that goes for -3. He beat out freshman Khalif Raymond and freshman redshirt Earl Brown II for the job. Now, looking at skill positions, we have 3 new wide receivers. David Hester steps up to the number 1 spot. On the O-line, our right side's new with Hassan White, the true freshman, and right tackle David Lukehart, who transferred in from Clemson to become our starter and replace Austin Barber. Now we're backed up to a big 3rd and 13, and we're in the gun. Dana Garcia's going to have to pass. He fakes a screen, and then he gets hit and just barely gets that pass off, so it wasn't a sack. So coming out for the Rebels is Malik Murphy, the Texas transfer. Now, I did make a mistake. They have played 1 game, and I didn't get his stats. But he pulls it here and runs it on a read option and goes for about 5 yards. Looking at our starting defense, Norkeithius Moore is our new starter for us. He's playing right end. Looking at our linebacking core, Nelson Lohman and Jared Wells are both true freshmen starting there, so our second level is going to be a little weak this year. Looking at the back end, Max Pierre and Tyler Hayes are both new starters at the safety position, so we'll have to see what they can do for us. As Malik Murphy hands it off to Potts for about a 2-yard pickup, maybe 3. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 2 for the Rebels as they're going to hand it off to Marquez Potts, who gets the edge, gets the first down. Wells eventually gets him down, but not before he picks up 7 yards, getting the Rebels a first down. Malik Murphy again hands it off. That's Kaufman, their backup running back, breaking 2 tackles and fighting ahead for a 10-yard pickup. Murphy looking to pass here on 1st and 10. He's going to tuck the run. He has the edge. He's down to the 40 and gets a first down, and he goes out of bounds at about the 32-yard line, but he fumbles it out of bounds. That could have been a big mistake for the Rebels as Murphy pulls it again on the read option. He has a lot of space ahead of him. This might be a touchdown. Max Pierre gets him and pulls him down from behind at about the 17-yard line, though. So they're going on the speed option with Malik Murphy, and he couldn't get the pitch away. He goes down for no gain, and Malik Murphy gets hurt. We'll have to see if he's going to miss a lot of time, so that forces the backup in. That's Baldtree handing it off to Kaufman for the first down on an 11-yard rush. That's going to set him up with a 1st and goal now, as Kaufman's been dynamic when he's been in the game as they hand it off to him again. This time he gets stuffed, though. That's only a 2-yard pickup. So 2nd and goal, he checks out. In comes Potts. He gets the carry and the touchdown. Marquez Potts for the 2-yard score. Ole Miss drives right down the field to begin this game and take a 6-0 lead, and they do hit the extra point, making it 7-0. So we hand it off to Quantel Johnson to try to get our ground game going, and he takes that one for 9 yards. We go right back to him, and that's a first down, and he gets about 4 on that one. That's a pretty good carry. We need to keep this going as we go back to Quantel Johnson for another wonderful carry. However, there's a flag on this one. They call holding on the offense, so that's going to back us up and take that run off the board, unfortunately. So on 1st and 18, we hand it off again, and that's Quantel. This time, though, only getting 2, and then he gets shaken up. So we decide, let's go 5 wide and let us rip. And we find Jaden Norwood down the field, and nobody's around him. He's to the 10, 5, touchdown Gators. Jaden Norwood with the 66-yard score to tie it up. Dana Garcia's 1 of 3 for 66 yards and a touchdown. As you can see, though, Quantel is at high risk of returning from injury, so we're going to rest him and see, when he returns. I don't want to rush him. It's way too early in the season to have a guy back out there that shouldn't be. As you can see, Harley Baldtree is going to be the Rebel starter for the rest of today as Malik Murphy's done. He's okay, not the best, honestly. He has a pretty good arm if you look at just accuracy, but his throw power is bad at 77. I think we'll be able to contain him. There will not be much of a threat for the pass game, in my opinion. I could be wrong, though, as they go underneath and find Vince Anderson for 7 yards. The one thing that remains consistent, though, is they can run. Baldtree is an athlete, just like Malik Murphy, so we have to keep an eye out for that QB run game as they go speed option, and Baldtree gets taken down. That's J.J. White, last year's number 1 overall recruit, making the play, dropping him for a 4-yard loss. So they go back to Potts, and that's Nathan Osborne hitting him, taking him down, backing the Rebels up to a 3rd and 10. So Baldtree's got to pass. He's moving in the pocket. Norkeithius Moore, one of our stud freshmen coming in here, makes the sack and knocks the ball out. The Rebels do recover, but what a great play from our true freshman defensive end. You love to see that from this kid. So we get the ball back following that punt, and Garcia's gonna take a shot down the sideline, and that one goes incomplete. That was intended for Breland Brown, another one of our true freshmen that we are excited about. We go to Quantel Johnson on the ground for a short 3-yard pickup. That's going to set us up with a 3rd and 7. We're probably going to have to pass with Garcia. He stands in the pocket, fires. That's Breland Brown for the first down. He gets his first reception as a Florida Gator, and that goes for 11 yards. So back to the gun with Dana Garcia. He's on the move out to the right, looking to pass. We see a guy wide open. That's Logan Houston making the reception and going for 23. We didn't expect him to be our number 3 receiver. However, he stepped up in the spring and won the job. He gets shaken up, so hopefully he can come back. Macario Dorba is going to replace him in the lineup while he's out. That's the end of 1, though. This game's tied at 7. Let's see what the Gators can do to answer as they go to Jaden Norwood underneath for a 12-yard pickup and a Gator first down. We go right to Quantel Johnson here. He goes out to the right, and he gets us down to about the 5-yard line. They're going to call it 2nd and 5. So we're looking to pass here, and we're going to go to the end zone. That one gets broken up. That was a good play. So it's going to back us up to a 3rd and 5. We decide to throw a quick screen out there to Breland Brown, and he gets it quick. He only picks up 2. So we settle for the short field goal. Honestly, I don't know if that was the right decision, but we take a 10-7 lead as the Rebels take over, and Potts goes for a big 11-yard pickup. So they're back in the gun, and they're going to hand it off again, man. This offense likes to run the ball, and Potts fights ahead and picks up 4. That's a pretty good pickup on first down, and it keeps them on schedule to be able to keep running the ball, which is their favorite thing to do as they go to Kaufman, and he gets a first down plus with a 9-yard carry. Here we are in the second quarter, and I honestly think Ole Miss has maybe thrown the ball once. They're just not interested in it, as Baldtree, of course, right on cue, checks it down underneath Anderson. That's just a 5-yard pickup, but they go right back to the ground game to Potts, who gets stuffed in the backfield. That's our true freshman, Norkeithius Moore, making the play. He's been a big impact player for us. As you see another freshman, Max Pierre, come in there, hit Baldwin as he throws it underneath, giving them a 4th and 2 that they go for and hand the ball to Kaufman, and that's Nathan Osborne who stuffs him, causing the turnover. Gators get the ball back. What a great play by our defense. As we go underneath, that's Kyle Hinder picking up 8 on first down, and then on second down, it's Quantel Johnson giving us a fresh set of downs on a 5-yard carry. So we come out in the pistol, and we go right back to Quantel Johnson. We are trying to stick to the run game as he breaks a couple tackles and only goes for 3 yards. That's still an impressive carry, though, between the tackles. As we run play action this time, and we're going to try to take a shot, but we go underneath to Macario Dorba, who picks up 21 yards, filling in for Logan Houston. I expected him to be our number 3 receiver coming into this season. However, for some reason, it just didn't work out, and he got beat out by Logan Houston. But he is making an impact here today as Dana Garcia is feeling some pressure. Pump fakes and throws it away wisely. That was a smart decision. That could have ended up being a disastrous play. So on 3rd and 11, we run a screen, and that's Gassy Blanks juking out a guy and getting to the about 11-yard line, bringing up a 4th and 4, which forces us to settle for a field goal that's up and good. And that's going to give us a 6-point lead here, 13-7. Over the Rebels with about 2.5 minutes left in the second quarter. So they go to the ground game, and that's Potts who gets a carry for about 3. I don't know why they're running the ball, honestly. I know the clock stops if you get a first down, but man, they really should be passing it as Baldtree takes that carry for about 11 yards, getting the Rebels another first down. Baldtree's looking to pass this time, and he has some pressure, and that's true freshman Norkeithius Moore making another impact play, getting the sack there. He has been a beast, and now you have to wonder, what are the next 3 years going to look like for him? He might be an All-American. He might even get himself invited to New York for the Heisman, as he has been a beast, as Noah Anibagnom sacks him to end their drive, giving us the ball back, and we hand it off to Quantel Johnson with about 30 seconds or so left in the half, and he goes for 11, which makes us think we might be able to get a field goal here pretty easily as we go down the field and find Macario Dorba to about the 16 or 17 yard line on a big play. That's going to set us up with a 1st and 10 down inside of the red zone. So Dana Garcia's back to pass. He breaks a sack and throws it into coverage. Groves came around Hester, who didn't work his way back to the ball. That's a young mistake, and that'll end our scoring threat right before halftime. So we head into the half leading this one 13-7. The Gators are looking pretty good today. Their offense has been a little up and down, and you do have to worry a little bit about Dana Garcia. He's been pretty inconsistent, honestly. Our stats look good if you just look at the pure passing numbers with 181 yards on the ground, 3.8 yards of carries, not that great. So you're not doing great on the ground. Our passing looks great, but it's been a lot of big plays. Down to down, our offense has actually been pretty inconsistent, and I'm a little worried about that because we have a lot of new players, and it's going to take them some time. So hopefully they can get it figured out. Now let's take a look at some recruiting news. for the week, as we had Cody Polamalu, a 2-star fullback out of Ocala, which is just outside of Gainesville, commit to the Gators, at least verbally. We have to hold on to him for the rest of the season. That could be a tough one, but we're going to try to do it. Now, opening up the second half with the balls, the Rebels, as we kick it down to them, and they're just going to take a knee here. So they come out in the gun with Potts and Kaufman in the game, and they pitch it out to Kaufman, who ends up losing 4. That's a great play by our defense. We read that speed option perfectly. On the next play, they go right back to it, and it goes nowhere. Baldtree goes down for a TFL. That's Adams who made the play. So that's a 3rd and 13, and the Rebels end up passing it and finding Spellman for the first down on a 21-yard pickup. As you can see, Nelson Lohman got injured, so I think we're going to rest him and bring in Jonas Stepp and let him play. He's a very good prospect as well. He just wasn't good enough to beat out Lohman in the preseason, who I found had a little bit better tackling. So let's see what he can do here in the middle, as it's 2nd and 5, and they hand it off to Potts, who has a little bit of a crease, and he gets taken down. That's Hayes who made the tackle, our strong safety, who's a new starter for us this season as well. So that's a 3rd and 2, and they go to Kaufman, who fights ahead and gets the first down. He broke that initial tackle and went for 8 yards. The Rebels are marching on this one as they move Kaufman over behind Baldtree to run a read option, and that's a pull by Baldtree. He only ends up going for 1. It looked like he had a little more space than that, honestly. So on 2nd and 9, it's a delay, and that's Kaufman getting it. He ends up getting tackled by Jonas Stepp after a 7-yard pickup. So that brings up a 3rd and 2. They're going to send their tight end in motion over to the left here. They're in the gun. This is going to be a straight handoff to Kaufman, who is fighting ahead down to the 22-yard line. That's a big 10-yard rush and gets the Rebels another first down, as Potts returns to the game and Baldtree pulls it to run. He has a first down and more. That was a great decision by Harley Baldtree as he goes for 13 yards, getting the Rebels a first down at about the 9-yard line for 1st and goal. So they go to Marquez Potts up the middle of the field. He didn't go down immediately. He landed on a player and ends up picking up 6. So now they're going to run a QB draw with Baldtree, who walks in. He's athletic enough to do that. That's a touchdown for the Rebels, and with the extra point, they're going to take a 14-13 lead. I told you, the Gators are lucky to be leading in this one at halftime. Their offense hasn't been playing great, and our defense finally allowed the Rebels to march down the field again. So now, let's see if we can answer as we go to Macario Dorba on 2nd and 9 for 12 yards. That's a great play for a first down. Macario Dorba's actually been really good since filling in for the injured Logan Houston. We actually run a read option on the next play, and that's Garcia, who's going to go for 10 yards. However, there's a flag. That's probably coming back. They're going to call clipping. I expected holding, so I guess that could be better. At least that's usually, a little better, but it backs us up. It's 1st and 15 now. Garcia's on the move out to the right. He's looking to pass, and we're going to take a shot down the field. He underthrows David Hester because he doesn't have the strongest arm, but that's a 51-yard pickup, man. That's a huge play for this Gators offense, and that's about our 3rd or 4th chunk play through the air today, as Guyassi Blanks is in the game, and he ends up picking up 1 on first down. 2nd down, he has a big old gap up the middle, and he gets a first down plus on a 10-yard carry, setting up a 1st and goal for the Gators. They come out in the pistol with Quantel Johnson in the backfield, and Garcia pulls it on a read option and goes in for 6. That's a touchdown. Florida's going to retake the lead in this one, 19-14. In this situation, they should probably go for 2, honestly. And that's exactly what Coach KJ does. Garcia throws it underneath. That's Kyle Hinder converting it. However, Garcia gets hurt on the play. It's 21-14, but now the Gators have something to worry about. Are they going to be without their new starting quarterback for a while? Or is he going to be able to get back in this one as the Rebels take over with about a minute and a half left here in the 3rd quarter? 2nd and 6 here. They go to Potts. That's going to be a short pickup of 1 yard. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 5. Baldtree's looking past. They're going to run a screen. They get it out there to Potts. He has a lot of space. That's going to be a first down and more as he's out to about the 40-yard line. That's a 10-yard pickup. So Baldtree's going to pass. This time they're going down the field. That's Spellman wide open. He's at the 40, the 35, and he goes down at about the 34-yard line, I would say. As you can see, Garcia is out for the game with a shoulder injury. So we're going to have to finish this one out with our backup. So we'll have to see how that goes with Khalif Raymond as Baldtree's looking to pass. He's on the move. He throws it to the sideline. That's intercepted by Akil Wesley, our star cornerback. That's the turnover we need to hopefully start pulling away in this one. What a play by our stud defensive back. That's a pretty important turnover for us, especially with us now having to use our backup quarterback. As you can see, athletically, he's pretty similar to Dana Garcia. Where you're going to see the drop-offs in the throw accuracy. He has a slightly stronger arm, but his throw accuracy is much worse, and his awareness is lower. So we're going to have to see how he can play in his first extended action as a college player. However, his first pass goes incomplete, and that's going to end the 3rd quarter. It's 21-14, Gators leading here. They're on their backup quarterback just like Ole Miss now. Let's see if we can hold on to this one and get a W to begin our season as Khalif Ramsey goes back and takes a sack. That's a 6-yard loss. Chris Eddings came through quick on that one, forcing us to punt it back to Ole Miss, who has really good field position following that punt. But we get a tackle for a loss with Nathan Osborne, dropping them back to a 2nd and 13. Now we have Baldry on the move here, and he's going to tuck and run and go up the middle, and he gets taken down by Jonas Stepp after picking up 6 yards. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 7 now for the Rebels. They're going to send their tight end in motion here. He's going to go across the formation. They're looking to pass, as you'd expect. Baldry checks it down underneath, and Potts couldn't hold on. That's going to be an incompletion and a stop for the Gators defense. However, the Rebels decide to go for it, so Baldry on the move throws it to Potts, who has to come back, and down he goes. He could not get the first down, so that's gonna be Gators ball, leading by 7. Khalif Ramsey throws it out there. That's Macario Dorba getting a nice 17-yard pickup through the air. That's a great drive starter right there as Ramsey's looking to pass now on 2nd down. He goes down the field, and that's Macario Dorba once again. They're showing a strong connection as he goes for 20 yards. Now they go to the ground game. Drew Williams gets a carry and ends up losing 2. The Rebels defense steps up there, bringing up a 2nd and 12. We're in the pistol and throw a screen out there. That's Breland Brown getting it and only picking up a couple yards back. So now we're stuck at 3rd and 10. But we are in field goal range, so we have to be careful not to take a sack. And luckily we don't, as that's just an overthrow. We had a guy coming open. But we decide to go for it because we don't trust our kicker. So we go down the field, and that's going to be a drop by our freshman receiver, Fontaine. He should have had that, so we didn't get any points on that drive either. And now the Rebels take back over with a chance to tie it up once again with 4.5 minutes left in this game. So 2nd and 8, they're running triple option. Spellman gets blown up in the backfield. That's Chris McClellan making the play. That's his 5th tackle on the day. He's been a beast for us. So now 3rd and 10, they got to pass. Our defense has been pretty good at stopping them as they go to Potts, and he gets the first down on a 13-yard reception. So now the Gators defense needs to start over again and get a stop. So they go to Kaufman. Annie Bognom's in there and makes the play, tackling him for no gain. So now 2nd and 10, they are going to run triple option, and Baldry couldn't get the pitch off. Nathan Osborne was there, and he made a wonderful tackle. So now it's 3rd and 14. Baldry's going to have to pass, and he finds Jackson, who can't get the first down. So it's going to be 4th and inches. They're going to go for this. We know it. So in the gun, they're going to hand it off to Potts, and he has the edge and gets the first down and more. He's down to about the 33-yard line and picks up 9 yards. The Rebels are driving on this one with 2.5 minutes left, and Baldry's going to hand it off to Foreman, who's fighting, and he ends up picking up 5 yards himself. So the clock's running. They need a touchdown here. They send Anderson in motion. Kaufman's in the game. They go to Kaufman. He gets the first down and more. Honestly, I don't blame them for running the ball here. They're going to start draining the clock down. If I'm the Gators, I have to consider to start calling timeout as soon as they pitch it out there. That's Foreman getting the pitch. It's Adams one-on-one getting him down after the Rebs pick up 12 yards, giving him a 1st and 10 from about the 10-yard line. So looking to pass his Baldry. He throws it underneath, and that one falls incomplete. That was just inaccurate. Big 2nd and 10 now. Baldry speed option. Down he goes. That's a tackle for loss by Norkeithius Moore. He's having himself one heck of a debut. So Baldry's going to pass and get a touchdown, and that's what he does. A.J. Wells scores with 1:09 left in this game. It's going to be tied up pending this extra point. It's up and good. 21 all here in the 4th quarter. Now it's up to Khalif Ramsey to try to answer here in the 4th quarter. Let's see if he can lead a 2-minute drive. He goes down the field. That's Kai Weiser picking up 25 to begin this drive. So Ramsey's dropping back to pass. He takes another deep shot. Macario Dorba's triple covered though, and that gets picked off. He got too greedy there. That's something young people do. So now we have to worry about losing this one to the Rebels. They have 41 seconds and 3 timeouts. Let's see what they can do. They go down underneath. That's Henry getting the reception and going down at the 40-yard line. They ran the clock down though. Cannot understand why they did that. So Baldry tucks to run. He gets sacked. I guess we're going to end up going to overtime here. However, the Rebels decide to use a timeout. Why wouldn't they use a timeout after a successful first play? Honestly, I don't know, but Baldry's going to throw it deep and just kind of heave up a Hail Mary. That's going to be intercepted by Kewan Haas. Can he take it back? And the answer there is no. I don't know why the Rebels did what they did. So we're going to head into overtime here, and we're going to start on defense. And hopefully that means we can stop them and we get a touchdown to win it. Potts gets the carry to begin overtime, and Jonah steps there to take him down. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 12 for the Rebs. Best case scenario here, we hold them to 3. They're going to stay on the ground and go right back to Potts. He has a big old gap, and that's going to be Pierre getting him down. But it's 3rd and 6. So can the Gators defense get a stop? They're going to run a screen out there to Kaufman. We have one chance to get him down, and that works. Annie Bognom got to him and was able to force him to stand up straight and settle for the field goal here. That's up and good. The Rebels take a 24-21 lead here, and Khalif Ramsey and this offense have a chance to answer. We go down the field and find Breland Brown for a big first down here. We're going to go to Quantel on first down here, and this time he has a big old gap up the middle. He pushes ahead down to about the 1 yard line, maybe 2. So it's 2nd and inches. We're in the pistol. We go to Quantel Johnson up the middle. Touchdown, Gators. We're going to walk off with a victory here in overtime today and start our season 1-0. That is a huge play. Quantel Johnson saved our skin here with some excellent running in overtime. However, Norkeithius Moore is definitely your player of the game. 3 sacks, a forced fumble, multiple TFLs, a ton of tackles. I did not expect that type of impact out of him when we brought him in. He is a beast, though, and we are proud to have him. Looking at our passing attack, it was okay today. A little disappointing, honestly. Khalif Ramsey could have been better, in my opinion. He wasn't great. On the ground, we struggled a little bit today. I honestly think we didn't lean into it enough, though, because Quantel Johnson was pretty effective when he did get carries. Granted, that last drive, he had one really nice carry that helped inflate that yards per carry a little bit, but overall, our ground attack was just disappointing. Through the air, Macario Dorba led us, and I would not have guessed that. He may end up moving up the depth chart. Looking at our defense, Nathan Osborne had 9 tackles. And you know what? Norkeithius Moore with 7 tackles, 5 TFLs, 3 sacks, a forced fumble. That kid's amazing. I mean, who would have guessed this coming in that a true freshman would make this level of impact? And if so, I would have guessed it was JJ White last year. He's in JJ White's spot, and JJ White never had a game like that last season. So I've got to say, he's pretty impressive so far, and I think, there's a good chance he's going to have a great career for us. Now, looking at some of the Rebels stats, Baldtree struggled quite a bit. His completion percentage was decent, but he couldn't really handle the ball. He had turnovers. We never got to see Malik Murphy throw a pass. He had 4 carries for 38 yards before leaving the game getting hurt. So I think that really affected the Rebels today, and they nearly still pulled off this upset. We lost our starter, but it was much later in the game. So I don't feel too confident in this team, actually. I think we're in a bit of trouble here. I think Dana Garcia played okay, but I don't know. Without that running element, I feel like this offense is missing just a little bit. So we have some work to do. We had 2 interceptions still thrown, so not that impressed with us. But we won, that's what matters. Now, taking a look at the Heisman standings. Leading off this year's Heisman's Matt Hayes, still at the top, the quarterback from TCU. He's 6'1", 216. He's a junior. Next up is Justin Martin. Then we have Franchon Osborne, Shane Cervenka from Alabama, and then Johnson out of Wisconsin finishing at number 5. Now, taking a look at our top 25 polls, Alabama comes in at number 1. Number 2 is Ohio State. 3 is Florida. We moved up. 4 A&M. 5's Oregon. 6 is UCLA, 7's Oklahoma State, 8's Oklahoma, 9's TCU, and 10's North Carolina. You're going to notice Penn State disappeared from your top of the board here. They ended up losing 26-17 to number 24 Pitt. Pitt wasn't ranked at the time, so they dropped them all the way down to number 15. That's a hard drop off, but you know what? You can't lose them type of games if you're Penn State. They are in for a little bit of change, though. They lost their OC. They have some changes going on within the program. We'll see if they're able to rebound and still get back to the top this season. Now, taking a look at our next opponent, it's UCF. We're the better team, but we're not that much better than them. They've actually seemed to have benefited from their move to the Big 12. They have a lot better talent in there than what they ever had at the Group of 5. At least that's my opinion looking at them. We're B pluses, they're Bs. It's going to be a heck of a matchup, and we can't afford to lose this one. Coach KJ's already fighting a little bit of a stigma that he struggles against good teams and rivals, so that doesn't get accepted at Florida, so he needs to win this one. But I'm LDJ11. I want to thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have a wonderful day, and I'm out.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink, cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar.